Good thing we have this air freshener because it's really helping the smell inside this old car. It's kind of like a stale shoebox with cat litter. I think that's what the mix is. Got a little problem with the forklift. Let's see what we got going on in the Ford. Oh, look at this. We got a spider on my neck. We got that. Oh, what's that? Fuck. Let's put that up. Seats are in really nice shape. Actually, leather is more supple than I remember it. So we got a glove box. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah. Sunglasses with clip-ons. Lighter. I could always use another set of forceps. That's pretty awesome. Wood trim is in really good shape. Look at that, we got heated seats, GM climate control system. Look at Audi Bose compact cassette player. Dope. This is the best part about it, is the diff control. All right, let's see. We got no clutch pedal because it's got no clutch. We got a little problem there. See what he does up there. All right, well, you saw it get towed out, pulled off the front pads, off the front calipers. The brakes were locked up on this side. We're gonna do the back rear driver side pads and pull those off. Shouldn't be too hard. A couple of Allen bolts. Yeah, this is I think an 89 or a 90 Audi 200. Looking good, body's in great shape. Underneath is very clean. Trunk is a trunk. Got some moss growing on this side, but nothing a good cleaning couldn't help. First time that door has been open in a long time. But yeah, let's see what the paperwork says. Yeah, 1989. Last time it was registered was 2017. Well, these are probably not usable. Gonna have to probably find another set. But I took them off the front wheel. Now the front wheel at least spins freely, so we can move the thing around. Next up is the rear wheel. The disc is pretty much rusted right onto the pads. So I gotta go get an Allen wrench, a couple of Allen bolts holds on the caliper. I'll pull that off, pull the pads out, and then put the wheel back on, and then we'll be able to move the car around, getting some work done. It's only been a couple years. All right, we got an 89 Audi 200. Who doesn't love this thing? Mark Andrew, come on. All right. Ow, ow. Pads. We got a new battery in here. Let's see if she turns over. Ooh. We might be out of gas. Let me see if we got some gas anywhere. So today, we're going to use this shop vac to clean out this car, because there are spots in the car that have clear nests from critters that fly everywhere. This basically has to get cleaned out before I start really getting in it, climbing under the seats. And I think most of this stuff's been cleared out. Do a little vacuum up top there. But really, it's about going in here and cleaning this out. And you guys don't need to watch me vacuum, but I'll vacuum and then show you it again. I basically vacuumed out all of the rat and mice, mostly probably mice shit, crap stuff. It actually is pretty clean in here. Granted, it needs a good cleaning, but cleaned out the trunk. Right now, I have the fuel pump being tested. And let's just see what the front looks like real quick. This seat's not working. The other one is working. I'm not sure why this isn't working, but we'll check it. Not important. What's important is the mouse poops have been cleaned, and I can keep working on the other stuff now. Mainly the fuel relay. So right now, I have the fuel relay undone. And right there, I'm gonna watch and see if those connectors connect when I turn the ignition. Because right now, the key is not in the car. But with the jumper wire jumping the hot side, the power of that relay, I got 12 volts at the connector back there. So I just tried to start it with the jumper wire, and it didn't go. My feeling is the pump and the fuel level sender is bad, because neither one it seems to be working. I have about 10 gallons of gas in the car, and the fuel gauge says 0, and I'm getting a warning light for that as well. So stand by, I'm going to test this. All right, so connecting the contacts does not turn on the pump, and this switch does not turn on when I crank the motor. So that could be an issue, which I don't know how to fix yet. But with that on, even jumped with a wire, I do not get the fuel pump working back here. So I'm going to pull the fuel pump, but now I got to take those hoses off, and I don't think they've been off for a while. A little stiff. So I'll take the hoses off, and then the retaining ring, and then I'll pull out the pump. We'll see what happens. I got this mat here, so I could, I guess, dump any fuel if it goes somewhere. I'm going vertical on that. So I get this off. Oh, that's a banjo bolt. Fuck. This is probably the return line. This is the pump line. Well, the return line's got to come off anyway. Kind of see why people charged a whole bunch of money back in the day for this stuff. All right, what's the fuel pump? Let's see if this comes off. All right, so that's the fuel pump line, and this is the return line. I guess I can tuck that over here somewhere. And now I gotta hit that thing this way. I started removing it, And then it looks pretty gross in there. I think it's supposed to be much clearer than that. Yeah, I had to stick my hand in all that gas and then twist the thing, pull it. There's a couple retaining tabs I had to pull. And then the fuel pump came out, and here it is. I mean, I don't know if you're supposed to see those things. This doesn't look like it's salvageable, though. All right, so I guess we can get a new one of those. Not to mention, like, the wiring. I can't, just, all of it looks just effing awful. See if I can undo that. I don't think this is salvageable. The sender is super rusty. I don't know if I can get this back. Maybe I can do a little sanding or something. We'll see. But then I can do a resistance test and see if that is working. Sorry, Brendan, I gotta clean up. I gotta get out of here. I gotta order one of these and this whole fuel pump assembly thing, because that's fucked too. All right. At least it's out. Here's the actual pump. Good luck getting this to work. I'd say this thing's done. I don't even think if we put 12, it might even blow up if you put 12 volts. Yeah, and then you got this. That looks disgusting. I don't know if this is like a regulator. Must be like some sort of regulator for the pump. So, hooked everything back up so there's no fumes leaking from here. I'm gonna shut the trunk because I got the light working now. Fuel pump and fuel pump assembly, because that one is shot. We're gonna have to see if we got a maybe the one in the wagon is in decent shape. Fuel pump relay doesn't seem to be working. Fuel pump for sure is not working, and the float assembly is not working. So I guess I'll come back and do this. I'm gonna leave the vacuum here, but yeah, just the usual stuff. We'll see what happens. All right, well, we're back. I think I'll put the battery on charge for a little while. Before I left last time, I unhooked the negative, so we'll just let that charge up because it's not a bad idea. And I think what we're gonna focus on today is draining the fuel out of the tank. And we'll also, let's take a walk over here, because over here is the donor, the organ donor. We're gonna see if we can steal some stuff off of this. See if we can't make the other car work. We're gonna have to go in here and, oh great, there's not one relay left. Okay, that's not great. I don't know if we can get in here. Let's see. Oh God. I gotta clear out some of these parts, and then we'll see if I can get to the fuel pump and sender. I guess I'll have to sit in this thing. This is pretty disgusting. All right, so no fuel pump relay. I guess I have to order one of those. All right, let's start first by siphoning out the gas. First, I gotta undo this banjo bolt. So right now the cap is back on this thing because I didn't want to leave all this gas in here, just kind of like venting to the atmosphere. And then get this, there should be a washer. All right, let's move that to the side. And then we gotta like, all right, that's that. Now, I have to pull that thing out. It's all covered in gas. So I think what I want to do is put on a couple of gloves, because it's probably the smart thing to do. All right, and this fuel sender that I'm going to pull out, there's no fuel pump on it because the fuel pump's out. So here we are, siphoning that gas. I guess we'll let it go and see what happens. We'll try and completely empty the tank out. Finished siphoning the gas. I got 95% out. Not all of those are filled, but let me show you what's going on in the tank. This is not good. I'm not sure how to take care of this. This is inside the tank. Yeah, that's not looking good. So I gotta figure out what to do here. I don't want to buy a whole new tank. Maybe there's a way to like vacuum all that nastiness out. I don't know. Do we fill it with water, then vacuum it out? This I will have to consult with the internet. Now this is all the stuff that was in the back of this thing. I guess it got in a little rear end accidente. But I gotta pull off this cover. And I think I gotta undo that bolt and that bolt. And then we'll see if that gets it done. And there's fucking mesh shit everywhere. Maybe I should put a respirator on. All right, just took that out. I don't know if you can see spiders everywhere. I guess I'll just pull these off of these screw holes. Oh, there's another one going. Sorry I'm messing up your... Oh, look, there's a whole colony of spiders here. Look at that. Look at that one. He's got a big egg in his mouth. This is really nice. This is great. Yeah, I'm going vertical here, guys. Let me just rip this off. That's easy. These screws don't look like they've ever been undone. That's good. Look at these brand new screws. How nice. I can use these in the other car. They're like brand new. These are like straight out of the factory screws. Look at these things. I've never seen such nice screws. Alright, stop with the screws. I'll just put these somewhere. I don't know, this might be overkill. I feel like that guy on Batman. Who's that? Tom Hardy? Batman, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember any of the words. I didn't really like that movie. But, yeah, just take a look at this shit. Yeah, it seems like about 1,000 mice must have lived in here. There's nothing really left in the car. Trunk, spare tire well. But the cleanest spot on the whole car is underneath that carpet that was here, which is where the fuel access door is and the pump and everything. I don't know, maybe we'll get lucky and find a good pump and stuff under there. Let's see. Oh, wow, look at that. It's so clean. So, I need a screwdriver. Alright, well, I got all the hoses detached. Move these off to the side. And keep this clamp. It's a good clamp. And this is rusty too. There is some gas down there. I think I'll just try to remove it. It seems like it's a little cleaner than mine. Let's see if we can't pull this out without too much problems. I guess I should undo that nut. And it's attached to the fuel pump. This goes right to the fuel pump, so I could probably keep that on. Just reach in and pull it out, but I gotta undo this one. But I did find some good parts. I got some trim parts, a couple of headlights, and what looks to be a much better fuel sender. Okay, so this is really what I came after. The fuel pump is mounted differently in this car, which isn't a big deal. I ordered the correct fuel pump. But what's nice is the fuel sender seems to be in pretty good shape. And you can see what's cool is that thing goes up and down. And if you look, you can actually see all the resistance and all that. So this actually looks pretty good. I'm sure that thing still floats. But what we could do is we can do an ohms test, ohms resistance test, I think, on this to see if it's actually giving any resistance. I don't know if we have to power it up or not. I can do that too, I guess. The big spades, top and bottom, are power. Yeah, this is pretty clean. I think I'll be able to use this. Hopefully that is still working and the wires are still good. So yeah, but the fuel pump's different, so can't use that. And then a couple more headlights. I'm not sure why this one's foggy, but two more. I think that's the one that's cracked on mine. And then just a bunch of trim pieces. Nice front grille piece. Looks like an engine mount or transmission mount. And a little, I think these little guys are these sort of pieces that go right here. Doing pretty good. That looks pretty good. Here's where I am. I took apart the one that was in the car. Both wires have come off. This is like the grounding part, and that's the part that the resistance, I guess, is created when that thing goes up and down on that little pattern. Here's the one out of the parts car. As you can see, it's pretty clean. So the only problem is this wire right there. So that's supposed to be connected to that little point right there. So I'm going to take this one home, resolder that wire, maybe put a new wire on it, resolder that, and then do a resistance test. If the resistance works, I don't know, from 33 to 200, something like that, I'll get a, I'll put the fuel filter in this, and then that should be good. I don't know, I got to figure out what that thing is on top of the fuel filter though. Today, I think what I need to do is drop the tank, which means I got to get it up on the lift all by myself, which I guess I can do. I don't know where the other pad is for that side. Hopefully it's somewhere. The tank's got to come out. It's so dirty. We as in me, that's my new pronoun, we have to take care of this. So if it's going to be fixed, either kept or sold, it's got to be done. Let's see if we get it done. Before I want to lift it, I'm going to get rid of the rest of the gas that's in the gas tank with some paper towels. So here goes that. Oh, the fumes are fucking terrible. Well, that's a lot less gas, and I think we can probably drop the tank without having to lift any gas. We just have to lift all the rust. Is rust heavier than gas? Wait, where's the Audi? Did it start up? No, it didn't start up. Not even close. Let's follow this cord. Oh. Well, what do we have here? Looks like we're gonna try to clean out the tank this way. I have the car tilted so that if there's any stuff on this side of the tank, it'll go that way, and then I can vacuum it up with this guy into that thing. You didn't see it, but I just sucked up a whole bunch of stuff. That was fast. That's all stuff that was in the car. All right, well, let's take a look. It seems that we have quite a bit more water, so let's go vacuum that out. The second haul. A lot of stuff. The tank Has degreaser in it. Let's see if we can see what that looks like in there. Oh yeah, it looks good, right? Well, it's degreaser and water. So we got that going. Come back in a couple days, vacuum that out, and we'll see where we are with this guy. Maybe I'll get the fuel pump by then, get the fuel sender working, but that's it for now. Okay, this is going to be a product review. As you can see, I have a super rusty, it's called a fuel pump damper. I'm going to put it in this stuff. I guess I'll leave it in there for a day, see how it looks, and then check it back. If it doesn't look totally good and ready to go, I'll leave it in there for a couple days. But I have enough stuff to cover it. I'm going to put it in this, and what I'm going to do now is take this guy apart. So I've already loosened it up, soaked it in PB Blaster overnight, and as you can see, it actually is apart. So yeah, that looks terrible. I don't know why you can't see through it. So we'll try and clean that thing. I'll put this in there, and then I'll put this whole thing in there, which is actually clean in there, so that's good. So let's pop these pieces in the pickle thing. Maybe this comes. That looks like it's all one piece, I think. I don't know where the banjo fitting goes then. If this is like this, the banjo fitting goes up and then that goes on it. I don't know, we'll see. I'll put all these pieces in here. I'll put this like this because that's all I can do with that. And I'll pour in the rust converter remover and see how it goes. Well, I'm gonna go vertical on this. So I'll open this up. I guess I'll pour this in until it covers everything. And we'll see how that does. It hasn't really been 24 hours, but I feel like I gotta take a look. All right, well, that's pretty dirty. That's completely better. This banjo bolt looks usable now. Those are wins. I wonder if it's... Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, let's see the other parts. Well, you can see metal on it. I see that looks a lot better. I'm gonna get a little wire brush, see what I can do about that. And that looks pretty good too. This looks like a special bolt connection, and it looks like there's some sort of pressure. You know, when the pressure builds up, it goes through there. I'm not sure how this works with the banjo bolt going on that. But I would say those three pieces look pretty good. What do you guys think? Well, I did the brass wire wheel, and yes, there is pitting on this, but you can see all the rust is gone. Same with this little check valve. The fuel gets pumped through here. There's a check valve in here, and then it comes out here, goes into the pressure damper, does whatever that does, and then goes into this, and then up into the fuel sender. I mean yeah, I guess it's the sender, the plastic thing. Anyway, this stuff, I would say came out pretty good. Yeah, there's pitting, like I just said, but seriously, I mean, I'm gonna put this together and then do a before and after picture of this. The banjo fitting looks really good. That's pretty good. So that should make a nice seal. So I would give this Rust Dissolver by Rust-Oleum a thumbs up. Wasn't even 24 hours I let that super rusty stuff soak. Here's what's left. It's not a ton of stuff. Maybe some of it got dumped back into there. But that Rust-Oleum rust dissolver plus a little brass wire wheel, and I got super hard to find parts working again. Okay, today is the day that we will fill the tank with this stuff after we suck out what's in there, which is like a degreaser. So I got the car jacked up a little bit just so anything, any water, any of that stuff goes back down to the right. Let's see what we can vacuum out and see how this all goes. This is going to be interesting. All right, so we're making progress. All right, let's take a look. This looks pretty clean. I mean, not super clean, but you know, cleaner. From there, we can sort of see the rust all over the place. But from here, we'll get the rust stuff in there. But I'll do a couple rinses first with a hose. So I got the hose, and I think what I'll do, kind of fill this up, kind of do a rinse out. So there's still rust and stuff in the tank, but vacuum this out now, see what it looks like after this. Well, still quite a bit of stuff in there. Still some rust down there in the crevices, but I think with the rust dissolver that I'm going to put in, that'll probably take care of the rest of that stuff. All right, here goes Rust 911. I'm just going to put this whole thing in there because this will make 16 gallons. And then what I'll do, put about 4 gallons, half of this, 64, so I gotta put 32 ounces of this, so half of this guy. So we got a whole bunch of the rust dissolver in there, and I guess what I'll do is I'll just fill it up. Once it's filled, I'm gonna let it sit here, probably next to the old Audi, the parts car, the wagon. I'll let it sit here for a few days and just let it munch away on all this rust. I don't know if it's working already, but like stuff is coming off. I let the jack down, so now we're sitting mostly level. So hopefully I'll fill this up to the very, very top. That's to the top. We'll come back in like 5 days, see how it's going. All right. She's kind of where she's going to be for a couple days. Inside the trunk, we got a whole bunch of stuff eating rust. It's munching on rust right now. Once we get back, we'll drain the tank, put the fuel pump in, fuel sender, hook up the lines, and see if she starts. I think she will. Hopefully. We have to open up the injectors and see if they're flowing fuel. But that's it for now. I moved the Golf to the backyard, put it up on the trailer. Supposedly, Derek and Mark are coming down here on Sunday to drop the GTI off, which we're gonna put the transmission in. We are, as in I am probably, and get that thing prepped. And I think we're just gonna take the GTI to Summit Point. Too much money to get the Golf to where we really want it. So that's it. It's Friday. I'm done for a while. We'll see what happens in a few days. Okay, we're back at the Audi. So I just vacuumed the whole thing out, but I would say that's about 1,000 times better than what it was. Now the only problem we have is a lot of the fluid had disappeared from the tank. So I'm gonna do a couple flushes and then fill it up and see if we can find where something might be leaking from. So this is why all the liquid came out of the tank. There's a leak of some sort somewhere. So I'm gonna jack up the car and see what happens here. Take a look. There's some rust over there, but I'm gonna get that out of there. Not bad. And then the other side. Still up at the top, but I don't think I can do anything with that. Down there in that corner down there, that seems better. I gotta sort of figure out where the leak is coming from. I don't think there's any sort of crossover tube. And if it's coming from one of the seams, then I'm kind of screwed. I don't know what to do then. I'd have to probably find a tank or something. Don't want to even think about that. But yeah, I'll do a couple more flushes and show you what I find in the water. All right. That's like the best suck out I've done yet. Is that a word, suck out? All right, here's the last one I did. I think the leak's coming from the seam, so I don't know how to do that, how to deal with that. I'm gonna do a couple more flushes and then call it for the day. Pretty good, I'd say. Yeah, there's a leak. I think it's coming from the seam. So I don't think there's a way that the gas like goes from like one side over to the other, except for when it turns or something. So if you want to make sure you're not running out of gas, make a left turn so all the gas from the left goes to the right. I'm gonna let the tank air out. I guess that's all I can do for right now. I cleaned out a ton of stuff. There's still a few little tiny pieces, but overall the water was coming out clear, just with a few little pieces of rust. But for the most part, it's good. I just can't put any gas in it yet because I got to seal that tank up. Maybe I just have to seal it up with some tank sealer. Maybe that'll do the trick. Got to do some research. That's it for now. Say goodbye to the Audi. Yeah, something's not. Some belt isn't happy.
No, the motor sounds good though.
Good oil pressure, showing the doors open. Hey, Mike, the gas gauge shows full. Will you move the gas gauge and I'll see if it works?
It's gonna be a minute. Yep, it's going.
Dude, how cool is that?
It works. You fixed it.
I fucking fixed something.
Okay, you're a mechanic.
I fixed something. I fixed something. I'm running out of gas.
There's half a tank. I put it at half.
It is about half tank.
Nice.
Tachometer works. Oh, you know what? I don't think we have any coolant in the car. We shouldn't run it very long. We got a tape here we're going to try and play. Mike, can you tell me what the title of that tape is?
Motivation is Critical by Jim Floor.
This could be me. This could be my new thing.
So let's see what happens here. I don't think we're getting lucky on this one.
Mike, you don't know how to make a tape player play.
People who have the habit that will begin to duplicate, or people who will begin to duplicate.
Turn it up.
And when you have the right thing.
I don't think the
Oh my God. I can't wait to listen to this when I first drive the car. That's pretty freaking amazing that it's running. So I'm going to fill the coolant reservoir. It's got more crazy coolant lines than the race car. Oh, let's see what's going on here. So I'm gonna fill the coolant reservoir up, then run the motor for a while, we have oil pressure, we have charging from the alternator, and that fuel relay does work. So I don't know if this after run water pump works, but whatever. Everything else is working.
It's moving water.
Is it? Is there a miss with that rough?
Oh yeah, I think it needs plugs and probably
Yeah,
pressure
yeah, yeah.
cleaner. And maybe gasoline that doesn't look like fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
But the light went out.
Which light?
Well, it had low coolant light, so at least the coolant sensor works.
Oh, I did? I didn't see that low
Yeah.
coolant light. Well, it runs. I mean, I'm a little surprised, but I mean, when don't Audis run? Come on, seriously. We're gonna do some work. We have a truck to build. Once that truck is done, probably in a week, we'll start taking the Audi apart, pulling the tank out, and then once we get the tank out and fixed, we'll see if we can't get the clutch to work and see if she can go into gear and out of gear. But yeah, thanks to Mike with the remote fuel cell, jug of fuel sitting there in the trunk, it worked. So that's it. We'll probably get back to this thing in a couple weeks, but knowing that it runs, I'm gonna hang on to it just a little longer. All right, awesome, thanks.